Some fundamental rules of factorization. At first, I want to ask, what's your understanding about factorization? So, by looking at this sequence, we can actually find that it equals to the square of a plus b. But when you look at a plus b square, can you actually, using some technique, to bring it back to the sequence, upward, and this process is called factorization. A reverse process within simplify. So here, I'll teach you a basic way to factorize a number or a sequence. For instance, how to factorize this the simple sequence. We need to find the GCF of this sequence, the greatest common factor, which is the largest number that can be divisible by both 3x and 15x, which is 3. And 3x divided by 3x. 15x divided by 3, 5x. And for things, the factorization of this question has been done. And if, the number if the number in the sequence a little bit tricky, and you can calculate the GCF using your brain, I'll teach you a way. At first, write down the two numbers. It's actually not 3x and 15x, but I'm only doing an example. For instance, if they're divisible by x, you write x in the left of this column here. Here, 3x divided by x, 3, and 15x divided by x, 15, and again divided by 3, 1, and divided by 3, 5. We multiply this column in this process and multiply these two numbers to calculate the GCF. This way is actually the most basic way of doing factorization. Again, and the second way. Actually, for doing this type of factorization, the sequence we're factorizing must be a form in ax squared plus bx plus c. A, B, C must be a constant number, which means C is a constant term. This way is called equation method. The first equation we're using is a plus b squared equals to a squared plus 2ab and plus bx. Another one is a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. That's it. For instance, for doing this question, do you know how to really calculate this question? If you didn't learn factorization ever before, you may think to add each term and 1 and calculate, and it became this, and minus 2x, x squared equals to 1 minus 2x. And then you'll realize it can be really calculated. But do you think it's a little similar to one of these two sequences? If x squared stand for a squared here, 2x, the 2x here stand for the 2ab here, and we lost a b squared. Actually, 2 times x times b equals to 2x. So 2x times b equals to 2x. So b in this sequence is actually 1. To do this question, to factorize this question, we need to bring this equation similar to this sequence by adding 2 each term. Sorry. Like this. And x plus 1 squared equals to 2. This is actually the end of this factorization. The second method, cross multiple, is actually a very tricky method. At first, it also needs to be the sequence that can be factorized by this method must be like in this term, similar to this thing. To do it, we need to highlight the 3 constant number at first. We need to let A equals to A1 times A2, and C equals to C1 times C2. Okay. if we can ensure that we cross multiply these two numbers, cross multiple, like you need to ensure that the process you're doing is similar to these two arrows, and we can calculate two numbers which stand for B1 and B2, and if we add B1 and B2 together, it equals to the B in the middle. We've done this factorize. But how to end? Actually, we can put an X in each term of this sequence. For instance, we add an X at here. AX. It depends on is C1 a positive or negative number. If it's a negative number, then we minus C1. If it's a positive number, we add C1. So the correct answer is actually AX plus C1 times add an AX here, AX plus C2. Yeah, it's as easy as this. For instance, this sequence, similar to this. For instance, we can this is 2x. We only highlight the constant number. We bring 2. We need to find two numbers that multiply equals to 2. For instance, 1 and 2. And we multiply two numbers that equals to 4. For instance, 2 and 2. And we cross multiply these two. 4, 2 stand for 6, which is wrong. So the correct answer need to be so it's similar to these couple process, but you can do it by yourself. And this my teaching end here. Hope you enjoy.